was a warm April morning in Ames, Iowa, when the Made in America Expo set the stage for a political and economic showcase. The banners were bright, the speakers energized, and the message clear. This was the Republican Party's chance to pitch President Donald Trump's domestic policy agenda directly to small business owners and entrepreneurs. On stage, top officials praised record-breaking small business loan approvals, new tax incentives, and a leaner, more responsive federal government. But in the audience, some business owners quietly shook their heads. Today, we take you inside the event, the policies, the promises, and why not every entrepreneur in Iowa is ready to buy in. The Expo, pitching prosperity to the heartland. The venue was Iowa State University, where Republican Senator Joni Ernst hosted the annual Made in America Expo. She was joined by Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler and Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Lee Zeldin, each there to make the case for Trump's sweeping economic vision. Kelly Loeffler led with what she considered a show-stopping statistic. Since January 20th, 2025, the Small Business Administration has approved over 46,000 loans, totaling more than $24 billion. That's nearly 2,500 loans every week. But for Laura Pager, president of the Illinois-based Gale Construction Company, those words rang hollow. Sitting in the third row, she scribbled the number in her notebook, more out of disbelief than optimism. Pager has lost about $6 million in contracts this year, she says, after the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, pulled key federal projects in the name of cost-cutting. Contracts to secure a federal building in Pittsburgh, to repair HVAC at an airport control tower in Maine, both gone. And with the retirement of her trusted SBA contact, there's now no one to go to for help navigating federal opportunities. I don't know who these 2,000 small businesses are, she said. It's not mine. The balancing act, cutting big government while selling partnership. This is the paradox Iowa Republicans are now navigating. Trump's big, beautiful bill, his signature legislative achievement so far, reshapes the federal government with historic spending cuts, a downsized workforce, and deep changes to social programs. On paper, many small businesses could benefit from new tax breaks, faster permitting, and less regulation. But in practice, some entrepreneurs are feeling the pinch as government contracts vanish and agency staff shrink. Senator Ernst defended the approach. We know that the federal government is not the answer when it comes to issues at the local level. Downsizing, pushing resources outward, that's the opportunity we should be providing. As chair of the DOGE caucus, Ernst has been a leading voice for smaller federal agencies. Her expo, she explained, was about connecting Iowa businesses directly with decision makers, no middleman, no bureaucracy. But that pitch is a fine needle to thread. As the administration seeks to get government out of the way, it must also convince entrepreneurs that Washington is still a reliable partner. Republican Roadshow, selling the agenda. Across Iowa. The Iowa event was part of a coordinated Republican push to sell Trump's agenda during the congressional recess. High-profile visits from Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins to Energy Secretary Chris Wright carried the same message. This administration inherited a big mess and is now making government work for business, not against it. Leaders touted tax incentives allowing companies to immediately deduct new manufacturing investments and highlighted $90 billion flowing into Pennsylvania's AI hub as proof the plan works. Iowa's own Representative Randy Feenstra called Trump's economic blueprint beautiful, with a wink to those who might not see it that way. The renewable energy rift. Not all parts of Trump's bill are easy to defend in Iowa, a state that leads the nation in wind energy production. The legislation eliminates federal renewable energy tax credits, a move that sparked concern among local business owners and clean energy advocates. Republicans like Representative Zach Nunn argue that this isn't about rejecting renewables, but about creating a level playing field and reducing dependence on foreign energy. Nunn points to the survival of the biofuels tax credit as a win for Iowa. "We've got a great opportunity here in Iowa with wind," Nunn said. "Not dependent on foreign energy anymore, and this bill delivers that. It's most important that we're still, for entrepreneurs like Jordi Quevedo-Valls, a Fairfield-based startup co-founder, the rollback is terrible, terrible, terrible." He supports some deregulation but believes the science supports stronger environmental protections and worries about the long-term impact of weakening them. Small business voices, cautious, concerned, and conflicted. If the goal of the expo was to win over every attendee, the results were mixed. Victor Santana, who runs a Chicago company that helps small firms win federal contracts, said many of the business owners he met in Ames were lost and struggling to adapt to the new landscape. "They can't figure out which way is up, which way is down," Santana explained. "Your contact's gone, and no one's replaced them. That's scary." You find out others like Tanner Heikens of an Iowa-based food manufacturing company voiced concerns about focus. He supports pro-business policies in theory, but feels too much emphasis is being placed on creating new companies rather than helping existing ones survive. "In the manufacturing world, it's tough already," Heikens said. "Money into new businesses, that's just thinning the herd." If you're putting a bunch of framing the future, the GOP's 2026 challenge. For Republican leaders in Iowa, the stakes are both economic and political. Ernst faces re-election in 2026, while Nunn and Marionette Miller Meeks are defending seats in some of the most competitive House races in the country. That's why Majority Leader Steve Scalise's visit this week wasn't just about policy, it was also about optics. Appearing with local candidates, fundraising, and keeping the conversation focused on economic issues rather than political distractions was a clear priority. Republicans are betting that the combination of tax cuts, deregulation, and reduced government spending will deliver results strong enough to outweigh any short-term disruption for small businesses. But as the Iowa Expo showed, convincing entrepreneurs to embrace that bet is an ongoing process. The bigger picture, a test of trust. At its core, the divide revealed in Ames isn't just about loans, contracts, or tax credits. It's about trust. Trust that the government will still be a reliable partner for small businesses, even as it shrinks its own footprint. For Republicans, the challenge is to make the case that less government can still mean more opportunity. For business owners like Pager, Santana, and Heikens, the question is whether that opportunity will come soon enough or at all. If you found this breakdown helpful and want more deep dives into the intersection of politics and business, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next analysis.